Hello students, good morning. We were discussing the chapter sorting materials into groups. Let's quickly recap what we had discussed. First, we had discussed about solubility in water. Some of the materials they are soluble in water and some of the materials they are not soluble in water. They are called as insoluble materials. For example of soluble materials, salt, sugar, and in the case of insoluble materials, sand, chalk powder, sawdust. Same liquids they also mixes well with the water, so we can say like vinegar and lemon juice they mixes well with the water, and oils and kerosene they do not mixes well with water. And in the case of the gases, oxygen that is dissolved in water and nitrogen kind of the gas does not dissolve in water. And after that we had discussed flotation and sinking ability in water. So some of the objects which are lighter in weight they mainly float onto the water, and the objects which are heavier in weight they sink into the bottom. The last property is transparency. The transparency of a material is decided by the extent up to which things can be seen through it. Transparency. There are certain materials through which things can be seen. These materials are called transparent materials. Examples: glass, water, air, and some plastics. So, if you notice that shopkeepers usually prefer to keep biscuits, sweets, and other eatables in transparent containers of glass or plastic, so that buyers can easily see these items and can buy that items. On the other hand, there are some materials through which things cannot be seen. These are called opaque materials. Examples: wood, cardboard, cotton, and metals. So you have noticed that you cannot tell what is kept inside a closed wooden box or a cardboard carton or a metal container, because you can't see through the opaque material what is present on other side of the opaque material. There are also some materials through which things can be seen but not clearly. Such materials are known as translucent materials. Examples: oil paper and some plastics, some colored glass also, they are translucent materials. For better understanding, let's do an activity. What you do, take a clear glass and put your hand behind it. Then take a frosty glass and put your hand behind it. And last, take wood and put your hand behind it. What do you observe in that? So you can observe that you can see your hand clearly from the clear glass, and your hand is not seen clearly from the frosty glass, and you cannot see your hand at all from the wood. But now there is one question: why can we see through the clear glass or the transparent material, and why can we see partially through the frosty glass or the translucent material, and why can't we see through the opaque material? So behind that there is one phenomena work, that is light. So from the transparent object, when the light falls on it, the light completely pass through that objects. So in other words, we can say the transparent objects are the objects that allows light to pass through them. Here these objects they completely allowed to light to pass through them, so that's why we can see through the other side of the transparent object. On the other hand, opaque object they do not allow any light to pass through them, so that's why they are also called as opaque objects. So here you can see the wood, that it does not allow the light to pass through them. It is blocks the path of the light, and you can see the shadow onto the other sides. So when there are the opaque objects are there, the shadow will be formed onto the other side. And the last, that is about the translucent objects. So the translucent objects are partially allowed the light, so in that the light that is scattered into the different direction, and that's why they are also called as the translucent objects. Therefore we can group materials on basis of transparency as transparent materials, translucent materials, and opaque materials. Example of transparent materials: glass, water, air. Example of translucent materials, that is frosty glass, some plastics, and oil paper. And example of opaque materials are wood, metal, cardboard, etc. So students, we learned that materials differ in their appearance and the way they mix in water or other liquids. They may float or sink in water or may be transparent, opaque or translucent. Materials can be grouped on the basis of similarities or differences in their properties. But why do we need to group materials? So let's discuss this in our topic sorting material into groups. Children, have you seen a scrap collector who collect old newspapers and other junk from our homes? He always groups the similar things together. This is what we call sorting. Sorting is grouping of objects together with similar properties. We always see similar vegetables, fruits, sweets, spices, and confectionery in groups. Can we group plastic objects with the steel object? No, both are different in properties. We can group objects on the basis of similarity and dissimilarity in their properties. We can also group things on the basis of our utility and convenience. Well, one more thing, we cannot further group the things in subgroups if they are alike or different. In fact, sorting also helps the chemist to arrange various medicines either alphabetically or by company name. So students, we can say sorting materials into groups helps us in many ways and makes our life easy. So with this I had finished the explanation of this chapter. So let's quickly recap what we had discussed today. So today we had discussed the remaining property of material, which is transparency, and on the basis of transparency material can be distinguished into three different ways: transparent, translucent and opaque. So the material through which the things can be seen are called transparent material. For example, glass, water and air. The materials through which we cannot see are called opaque material. For example, wood, cardboard, metal. And the last one, the materials through which we can be seen but not clearly are known as translucent material. Oil, paper, frosty glass are example of translucent material. After that we had discussed sorting materials into groups. Now why we need to sorting materials into the groups? Because for our convenience, and when we group the material, it mainly helps to study their properties and also observe any patterns in these properties. Now it is time for your homework. So today what you do, today you will perform one activity. Collect some objects which are present around you or materials which are present around you and try to identify whether that objects are transparent, translucent or opaque. Understood? Good. Now in the next session I will send the PDF file of define. I hope you have done that summary or points to remember in your notebook. So in the next session I will send you the PDF file of defines of this chapter. So till then, stay safe, take care and thank you.